Welcome back. Today is still August the 5th, 2021, and I wanted to take a look at how the vegetables grow on the plants. This is the beanstalk, which starts out down here, and it goes all the way up to about 10 feet high, which thoroughly did not think through this all the way. Because how am I going to pick those beans that are clear up there? My son is about 6 foot, I don't know, 4 or 5. And he picked the ones that were up there a ways for me yesterday. But I can't reach them. You can see all of the flowers on this bean stalk. Too bad we don't have anybody named Jack here because he could climb all the way up to see that giant. All these flowers right here is where the beans are going to start from. If you can take a look at this little cluster right here, I've got a flower. Once the flower is pollinated by one of the pollinators around here, then a little bean will start to form. And this little thing right here, no bigger than my thumbnail, is a tiny bean. That bean will continue to grow. Here's another one. That bean will continue to grow. Here's one that is, here's one, a couple of them that are maybe a day old, and then you'll see another one here that is almost ready to pick. That's going to be almost too big tomorrow. They grow pretty fast. But down here a little bit lower, I had found one that is ready to pick. I like to pick them when they're right about this size because string really hasn't developed yet, and they're just very tender and delicious. So I'm going to go ahead and harvest that one, and I'll get to some more later. There's my harvest bucket. Cucumbers. How do these guys grow? So cucumbers, after they flower and the pollinators get in there and pollinate them, we start to grow a tiny, tiny cucumber, which you can see one right here. You can still see the flower on the end of this tiny cucumber. That cucumber will continue to grow until you see, where did it go? I had found this cucumber in advance to show you guys. Okay, so here it is. This cucumber is ready to grow. Or, I'm sorry, this cucumber is ready to pick. So I'm going to go ahead and pull that off right now. That is a freshly picked cucumber, and it is going to be delicious. Let's go take a look at the tomatoes. Put this in here. I'm gonna see if Chica is still out there. Okay, tomatoes. You can see ripening tomato here. This one's nearly ready to pick. What I just knocked off the end there was the remains of the blossom. But we're gonna start all the way towards the top of this tomato plant. You can see the blossoms right here. Tomatoes are actually self-pollinating. The male part of the flower is up closer to the stem. The female part of the flower is down towards the bottom. So I think I went over this before. I'll shake this cage to get some pollination going. Here is a very tiny tomato. You can still see the flower on the end of the tomato right here, kind of moving down the stalk. These tomatoes are a little bit older, maybe, I don't know, a week or so old. Little itty-bitty tiny green tomatoes. Moving down the stalk, they're continuing to grow. A little bit bigger green tomatoes. These next two clusters are pretty good green tomato clusters. And at the bottom of the plant, the oldest tomatoes that have been on there the longest are ripening. And we've been picking lots of tomatoes here the last few days. As long as we're here, how about green onions? I think I showed you this before. I start these from sets. I plant the sets in the ground, and onions grow underground. So here's an onion right here. We like to eat these when they're green. I'll just peel this and peel all of this kind of dry stuff off of here, and we'll eat the stalks and everything. Those are pretty good. Okay, I left my basket over there. Chilies. I've shown you these before, but they grow pretty much the same way with the flowering. I wanted to actually show you this chili because you can see the flower right here, and it's already been pollinated. As I was taking a closer look at it, there is a tiny chili inside of this little flower base of the flower right here. I don't know if you can see that. But that chili will continue to grow towards the top of the plant. We see our younger chilies. This one still has a flower on the end. This one has a pollinator right here. That's pretty cool. And as we go down to the base of the plant with the older chilies, we've got some ready to pick. I think these are some type of banana pepper. There's a really big one right here. Just beautiful. Bindweed. Just keep picking it. You're not going to ever beat it. Just keep picking it. This one, these two are definitely Serrano chilies. Corey told me. I'm going to show you the cayenne pepper plant. I think that's definitely this one. And I think this one too. He picked a cayenne pepper out of here yesterday that was bright red. Put one cayenne pepper in a batch of quick pickles, and my goodness, those things were spicy. Of course, he didn't think they were spicy, but yeah, they were spicy. I wanted to show you how zucchini grow as well. So zucchini starts out growing in this long stem along the ground. We've got male flowers here. I think these are male flowers. Somebody might need to correct me on that. But the female flowers are growing towards the end of the business end of this plant. This is one of the, remember the squash blossom necklaces from the 70s? Well, you could probably call this a squash blossom zucchini, or part of the squash family. But this tiny zucchini right here still has the flower at the end of it. And this zucchini is probably going to be ready to pick tomorrow. Still got the flower attached. When we pick them, this flower's usually pretty much rotted off. And then you see the itty bitty zucchini. This flower was recently pollinated, and you have a tiny zucchini growing there. And then if you look at the very end of the plant, you see a blossom here ready to come out here in the next couple of days. This one already has a tiny zucchini on it. But these will get pollinated, and the zucchini will begin to grow. And I think that's about all I wanted to show you. This zucchini over here actually has one that's ready to pick, and you can see how the blossom end just kind of rotted right off. I like to pick zucchini when they're small. So there's how things grow in the garden. Make it a great day, and peace out.